Life is short, really short. I used to drift from day to day without even knowing why. And now the biggest regret I have is not previously understanding how I should have been spending my time. If you hadn't heard, you live once. You literally get one single life on this planet and you're going to waste it not going after what you want. I mean, that's what most people do, and that's what I was doing until the age of 21. I'm not telling you to quit your job or drop out of school because you don't like it. You still need an income to live from. You still need a foundation to build upon. I'm still working my 9 to 5 because I need that bread. But it is worth spending time figuring out what it is you actually want to get out of your life. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Sorry, I know you just clicked on a YouTube video and now you're getting a cringe lecture about existentiality, and perhaps it is cringe, but you do get one life. So don't waste it. Not wasting your life is easier said than done. How can you figure out what you want to do? Well, look at other people. Don't compare yourself to them, but try to get inspired through other people's work. There will be somebody out there living a life you wish you were living and doing work you wish you were doing. Find these people, find what interests you, and build a picture of the type of life you want to live. Next, get to work. You'll never figure out whether you actually want to pursue something until you actually try it. Progression in life is not linear. You try stuff, you fail, and you figure out things about yourself from each and every failure. This is why things like video games and TikTok are destructive when let loose, because they serve to distract you from failing or succeeding at anything in the real world. For me, I thought I wanted to be rich, so I tried reselling clothes as my first business, hated the work, and well, made like no money. Then I tried to be a dropshipper because I saw so many people building wealth that way. I hated the work and well, made like no money. Through these failures, I reevaluated what I was aiming for and realized that I genuinely didn't care about being rich. I just cared about doing work that I genuinely enjoyed and cared about doing as a full-time income, and thought that getting money would give me the freedom to do that. I switched to YouTube to pursue my dream career, and then even on YouTube, I went through creating content in multiple different niches before landing on this one. I didn't just find what I wanted to do with my life immediately, I took an educated guess. I took action towards that guess, and I learnt from my failures. But the majority of people just sit around complaining about not having any passions when they're not even taking any action towards anything in the first place. So define your ultimate goal. Let's talk about productivity.
I had been a wallflower for so long, standing on the sidelines, watching life go by.
I used to be horrendously unproductive, which meant it took a long time for me to do any useful work. This resulted in less free time, less enjoyment out of life, and less recovery, which then resulted in an even worse working quality, creating a downward spiral of just badness. But you can flip the spiral the other way round, where you work less, produce better work within that time, and have more time to enjoy your life and recover. At the end of the day, the only thing that really matters for progressing toward your goals is producing high quality work. And it's natural to think that the more time you spend working on something, the higher quality you will make it. But that's a doofus logic. The quality of your work is a measure of how well you actually work while doing your work. It's not about how long you spend doing something. Let me use Dan Koe as an example to show you what I mean. If you don't know who Dan Koe is, he's an extremely successful entrepreneur, a self-made multi-millionaire, young, fit, has an extremely strong personal brand and jawline, is an author, and, well, he works for less than 4 hours a day. On his website, he says he gets asked the same question by people all the time. Dan, why am I not getting results? He asks back about what they're doing on a daily basis and finds that it's, quote, close to nothing. The people he examines aren't performing the actions that get results on a daily basis. They are procrastinating for 3 hours and doing things that don't matter for another 8. Sound familiar? Think back to the last time when you tried working on something. How much of that time did you actually spend working effectively? See, the trick here is that a lot of procrastination can feel like productive work, but anything you do that isn't just directly you doing the work isn't productive work. For example, for me in this YouTube channel, I've always found writing the scripts to be really difficult. So to trick myself into thinking I was being productive, I would spend time researching other YouTube channels instead of actually just writing my scripts. Yes, while it's important to look at others' work and take inspiration, at the end of the day, if I wasn't actually creating content, then I wasn't productively working. Another pit I always used to fall into was over-planning. I would spend so much time planning every single second of my day, but again, I would spend more time thinking about how I was going to work than I would actually spend working. See the problem? The way you will get better at whatever you want to do is by actually doing that thing. For me, the only way I would actually get better at writing scripts was by writing scripts. So if you have a thing you know you want to do, Just do it. Do the thing. However, doing actual productive work is extremely mentally draining. I could sit here and plan my workload all day because it's not real work. I just tricked myself into thinking it was. But actually focusing and writing, that's work. And that is something that takes a lot of brain power. Hence why people who are actually productive tend to work less. Whatever it is that you want to work towards, make sure you're actually working towards it, instead of just tricking yourself into thinking you are. Oh, and not only will learning how to work effectively actually progress you further towards your goal in less time, but it will also give you the opportunity to actually enjoy your life. If you condense your working schedule with more productive and efficient hours, you have more time to simply chill. You know, like actually appreciate this beautiful existence we were gifted. I used to be on the grind set, I guess. I used to only work, and one day my mother bestowed this holy wisdom onto me. If you don't slow down and enjoy life once in a while, you'll always regret that you never stopped to smell the roses. Like, damn, mother, first of all, I have allergies, so no roses will be sniffed. And second of all, I was just making some oatmeal. I didn't need a tear coming to my eye, but her wisdom is great. So when working, work effectively. But even after defining my goal and learning how to effectively make progress towards that goal, I still wasted so much time on one thing. When trying to figure out what it is you want to do with your life, you should look at others to gain inspiration for what you care about. But when you've got an idea of what you'd like to try, you need to turn your attention internally and focus on yourself and your own work. This is something I've honestly only figured out recently. When building my YouTube channel, the research I did would just cause me to compare my own channel with other channels. This would send me in an endless loop of finding content I like, trying to make content like that, procrastinating by researching other channels, and finding other content that I would like to make. But at the end of the day, what matters is that you're pursuing something you care about and the actual quality of the work you're producing. I knew what videos I cared about making, so I didn't need to compare myself to other channels. What I needed to do was focus on myself and my own work and increase the quality of the videos I was making. And the best videos I've ever made have been during periods where I was completely focused on my work and my work alone. Because yeah, success will have something to do with luck a lot of the time, but at the end of the day, if you're creating high quality work, it's only a matter of time until that work is noticed. So once you know what you want to do, focus on yourself. Oh, and be careful with video games. They're the reason I wasted most of my life. Like, you get gifted one life on this planet, and I, no joke, decided to spend it playing League of Legends. I mean, at that point, do you even deserve to get a second chance? Like, honestly, who would...